Yeah, it was, while I wouldn't call it unexpected, it was pretty obvious, especially during 2022, with those that had remained. I mean, COVID, we have to recall, was a multi-year process a bit with regard to China. There was, the initial period in early 2020. I think there were some that had left at that point in time. But because the environment in China was pretty positive throughout 20 and 2021, a lot of foreigners had remained until the lockdowns of 22. And, as Lynn and I, we were going through it ourselves, we were in a building where there were a lot of families with young children. And it was very understandable that, the schools were closed down. It was hard to manage the situation. So I would say call it the first half of 2022, there was, for lack of a better word, a genuine exodus of foreigners leaving the country. For myself, it was more about just an ongoing process. I've seen this before, perhaps not to the same extent, but similar. There's always this renewal process that I have found has occurred over my time here in China, where things look great, the foreigners will come, some event will take place that will cause a great deal of uncertainty, and then the foreigners leave with, over a period of time, more foreigners coming back. The best example I can give you, probably the first one, would be in 2003, when the original SARS epidemic landed. This was a genuine concern across the board for the foreign community. I remember it distinctly at that time. I had two young children. We didn't know what was going to happen. Thankfully, it was very short-lived. But it caused, at that time, again, 2003, China was really still considered a deeply, deeply emerging market. So people had left. In fact, a lot of foreign companies, I would say, forced their employees to leave over concerns. But by the time 2005 and 2006 sort of came around, there was already this groundswell of new foreigners that had come back in. Not the ones that had left returning, but new, younger people that were coming back into the market. And then that transpired until around 2009, a very short period of time with the advent of the global financial crisis. Now, the global financial crisis did not impact China anywhere near as severely as it impacted the rest of the world, predominantly Europe and the United States. But again, you had this level of uncertainty that ripped through the entire community. People didn't know if they were going to be able to hold their jobs. They didn't know exactly what was going to happen moving forward. So they decided better to just move back home and see how things go. And then by 2011 or thereabouts, 2012, a whole new gaggle of individuals sort of returned. And the way that I look at it is sort of my baseline of people that I know. In 2003, most of the people that I knew were people that had been here since the 90s. By 2005, half of them had left. So I had half of the same original group. By 2009, another half had left. I was left with like 20, 25% of the people I knew. Everybody else was new. Today, hardly anybody now that I knew back in the 90s is still here. I think I can count on one hand how many people I know that I've known for 30 years. But it's fantastic because in the last couple of months, we have seen this fascinating return of much younger, energetic, lots of excitement, enthusiasm about China. I actually give the whole TikTok refugee and the Xiaohongshu Red Note development over the course back earlier this year. That was a big driver. A large number of individuals in the United States, even in Europe, were witnessing China from a different lens, literally a different lens, by seeing life in China through this social media platform. And then China did a great thing, right? China opened up its market and allowed for visa-free entry. You can come to China, you can spend a month if you're European without getting a visa, you get it on arrival. So you've had all these tourists that have come in, and that has led to a lot of younger individuals that maybe don't see as many opportunities in their home country to come to China and see what's possible. And this is the important point. Whether you came in 1996 like I did, or you came at some point during the ensuing 30 years, Contrary to what you may hear elsewhere, China offers an enormous amount of opportunity. If you're hardworking, you're ambitious, you've got a great idea, you can go out, even as a foreigner, you can set up a company, you can get your own visa, and you can go out and really make your own way. Far easier, in fact, I find, than in Europe and even in the United States. So I think this attracts some of the best and the brightest. And then, of course, you've got all the new developments in technology, AI, and everything else. That's bringing people in. So I'm quite excited about the direction where the foreign community is going. I look forward to meeting more and more young people. I have people, reaching out to me either on WeChat or on LinkedIn, asking advice. I try to do my best to meet with them and have conversations. But I'm super, super excited about where this will go and seeing how it all plays out.